My collection of American and European couture and Japanese is not just about clothing, gowns, you get the picture. It is also about the accessories, the high-end designers of the 20th century that basically shaped the world of fashion. And these are just some samples of what I have in my collection, because remember, you can never have enough hats, gloves, and shoes. And the House of Halston is probably my favorite in accessories, because of course, who doesn't want to wear Halston shoes to match those vintage silk jersey gowns from the 70s, of course. So these are leather, black and brown, original Halston from the 70s, and they're, or perhaps even early 80s, and they're actually in amazing condition. Now, the backdrop of the accessories is an original piece of fabric that I found this week, and it was basically made in 1971, the year that I was born, and I've decided to choose that as the background. So we continue with the House of Chantal, and of course, what woman doesn't want to wear Chantal shoes, especially if they're shocking shocking fuchsias like this one's from the 80s. And we continue with Charles Jourdan. Charles Jourdan, made in Paris. Red high heels, strapless shoes, amazing heel, amazing height, very vintage. I would say 1980s for sure, early 80s, very glamorous. And of course, over here we have a really cool purse in leather from Mario Valentino. And Mario Valentino, made in Italy. Basically in the 80s and the 70s and the 80s, created some of the most beautiful women's accessories that I have seen since I started collecting accessories about 15 years ago. Now my collection of designer accessories, which includes hats, jewelry, handbags, scarves, and shoes, is not just vintage but also very modern. And here I have a Catherine Hamnett pair of shoes, and they're in gold and black with a gold heel that is actually pretty cool. This is very highly collectible, of course, because these are timeless. They're spiky, almost cha-cha heels, but very modern. And of course, what woman doesn't want to have or to wear original Paloma Picasso handbag made in leather? This is very elegant indeed. And of course, the reason that I started collecting accessories was because if I ever display my clothes, I want the accessories to go along with them. That is why I started collecting vintage accessories, but I don't collect just any accessories. They have to be definitely one of a kind, vintage, that are definitely, anything that is embroidered in diamonds, rhinestones, anything that is gold, black, that is metal. And of course, now talking about metal, we have Escada. And Escada actually makes, I mean, I don't know if there's another designer out there besides Gianni Versace who emphasizes so much on accessories. I mean, the belt design, that the belts that Escada did in the 80s, they're so highly collectible, but they were so well made, and they're worth, you know, the Escada belts are worth money, and people love to collect Escada because it's very elegant. Everything that she did was amazing. And to end my video, I love 1980s clutches or purses that basically you can use as clutches, because when you are wearing something very, very elegant, you need a clutch. But not only that, you need a very elegant clutch from the house of Bali. Bali I think Bali is the only designer that continues to do classic pieces, but I think that a lot of the things that Bali has done in the 80s were basically very, very very innovative, and they're very highly collectible, of course. And of course, I'm hoping that I didn't bore you with all these